This is Patrick Reusse for the Canopy Group. As you set out to explore Minnesota this summer, just know this. There are 234 cities in Minnesota with populations over 2,500. The Canopy Group has customers in all but 7 of those. Why is this fact important? Because the Canopy Group's experience in these Minnesota cities gives them a unique edge in providing you the comprehensive home and auto insurance options you want. Remember, the Canopy Group offers 16 insurance companies for a reason, to help match your specific situations, including your zip code, with an insurance company that meets your needs. This is done for you every year because your specific situation may change. It is also true that the insurance company's appetites that you're with now might change as well. The experience working throughout Minnesota provides thousands of Canopy Group customers with peace of mind, knowing that the Canopy Group is working for you. To learn more, visit thecanopygroup.com today. By the way, too.
I was there.
So was Livvy. She was there. Huh?
Gentlemen, the theme's rolling.
Wait a minute.
Pat, put your
Was she
headphones
the
on.
real person or
When
not?
they do the look-alike thing on the board,
I'm unaware of that.
They get some guy that looks like they put up Danny DeVito, and then they say,
okay.
Then they'll find a fan
looks like him, and then the last one they put up was Livvy Dunne, and then they showed who in one of her very provocative poses on the scoreboard, and then they showed her in the stands.
Oh, was she there?
My only problem with Libby is
Livvy
is she had a hole in her jeans. She had one of the, she's wearing ripped.
Probably on purpose.
Can't she afford?
For those of you that didn't hear the beginning of this conversation, we're talking about the Twins and Pirates game Friday night.
Yes. Libby Dunne.
Was the real Livvy there?
Yes.
Okay, did they find somebody in the audience who looked like her?
No, they showed her. They said, they put up on the board.
It's a still shot,
They put up on the board Donald Trump, and then they showed somebody's ass.
Yeah.
Okay, and that then it looks the same, right?
Yeah.
Then they show somebody who looks like this person, and often if like Josh Hartnett, not the guy from Minot.
Josh Heupel. No, not Heupel. What the heck's his name?
Goes to Wolves games.
Josh Hartnett.
Yeah, well, not him. Whatever, the guy that
God,
goes to Wolves. Anyway,
Wow, you guys.
Then if they find a celebrity in the stands, they'll show him. They'll show a picture of him, and then they'll thrill the crowd by showing the person.
I got that
And
part.
in this case, they showed a picture of Libby looking very attractive.
Right.
And then they showed her in the stands.
But it wasn't really a person. It was really her that they
Josh
showed.
Dumel.
Yes. Yeah.
Josh Dumel. That's who
Josh Dumel. He's been at a couple of games this year that they showed him.
I get it now. They showed the real Livvy as though it was somebody in the stands that might have looked like
and
her.
she got a good chuckle out of it.
She chuckled.
She got a good chuckle.
Where
out
was
of
she
it.
sitting as for this ball
I
game?
haven't known. It wasn't right in front.
No, it was club level, I believe.
Okay.
And I can tell you
Did she
why.
go on the road with the team?
Well, if she wants to, she can fly in. I
suppose.
I don't know.
On Friday, Will had a state tournament game up in Cambridge, and I took him and his buddy. His buddy rode along with us, and I thought, hey, on our way back, because Will's favorite pitcher is Skeens. I said, do you want to stop at the Twins game and watch Skeens throw against the locals? And he said, sure, why not? So me, him, and his buddy went. You guys, it was packed.
Well, Skeens lost.
Right.
Yeah, well, we had Nelly there.
No, and it wasn't Paul Skeens, and they weren't there for Nelly. I have been to a zillion Twins games at Target Field. I have never... Pat, listen to me.
They weren't there for Libby.
Just listen to me.
They were there for Nelly because there were still 25,000 people when the game ended.
Pat, but also there were more 20 to 30-year-old girls that were at that game than I have ever seen at Target Field. And here's the thing. She posted about this because I asked one of the gals that was sitting in front of us. It was her and 5 of her buddies. And I said, how many Twins games? Because I was curious. And she says, this is our first Twins game. And I said, well, why did you come? And they all said, because Livvy Dunne posted about this on social media.
Okay, well, maybe I'm wrong.
On Instagram.
Who's Nelly?
He's a rap artist.
He's an old rapper.
Is he any good?
He's got a couple.
Big 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
They packed him in.
How fast did they get a stage set up for Nelly? Of course, a rapper, all he needs a microphone.
I went down to the clubhouse, and then I got the hell out of Dodge and went home because I was not going to get in that ramp. I was just stuck in that ramp Tuesday. That was bad enough. So,
Because what did they announce? Did they announce 40?
40,100.
Oof. And the concourses were a mess. I mean, it was packed.
Well, Judd Zulgad, who's a bit of a conspiracyist, as you know, he is convinced that the reason they brought the tarp out for a half hour when there was no rain in the forecast was to pull the old Calvin to get some people in because they had thousands of people at 7:10 who were not in the ballpark.
Is that why it was delayed?
Yes, they
It never did rain, did it?
They brought all of a sudden there's a little cloud up there and they bring out the tarp.
Yeah.
That was the old Calvin thing to do that, but he wouldn't do it. He'd just tell you he was delaying the game. But Judd, as I said, those $15 beers aren't going to buy themselves. If you got 30,000, if you still have 20,000 people trying to get in the stadium, that's why it was
that
delayed.
was a good hot beer drinking night.
It really was.
It was a great beer drinking night. And as stupid pitches go, Skeens deciding to throw that curveball to Larnach because Larnach had to feel like he died and went to heaven because he's just blowing everybody away, Joe, with this variety of great splitter and a fastball, and he throws it from up here.
He throws every pitch from the same exact spot.
Yeah, way up here. Rocco said for the right-handed hitters, he's up here. It looks like he's throwing it from behind them.
Yes.
You know. And then he hangs this curveball up there, and Larnach hits a home run, and they win 2-1. So it was, but Joe Ryan was messy as could be. He should have given up 5 runs.
Yeah, that first inning was a little.
The Pirates can't hit. So anyway, but it was fun.
Is he going to be the first $400 million pitcher?
Oh God, yes, he'll get what. You know what they should do? They should wait one more year, but they can't hold on to him like they did
with Cole.
Garrett Cole and end up getting nothing. If you called up the Dodgers right now and said, "What are you giving me?" because they got half their pitching staff hurt, they'd give you like 14 guys that could play, not just bodies. This guy's going to, if he doesn't blow out his arm in any way, he's going to be unbelievable.
And then Los Angeles would get Livvy Dunne.
My prediction, she's dumping him.
You think so?
Yeah, she's dumping him.
She came to Minneapolis with him.
He's kind of a big oaf. He's kind of a big oaf.
Is he a kind of a dork?
Well, I don't know. He started off at Air Force. What the hell? But he's...
maybe she's in the military.
He seems like a nice guy, but he's not like this handsome brute or anything. She's going to get out in Hollywood and she'll get better offers, I think. But maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe she loves him.
Did they go to the same school?
Yes,
Is that how they
but only
LSU?
for 1 year. He transferred to LSU.
But, he must have attended some gymnastics.
Yes, he
him and the fellas.
I don't know who caught whose eye, but it would be easy to have her catch your eye.
Yes.
Yes, that would. And then, and he's hard to miss. He's 6'6" and not a terribly handsome guy, but he's got, between the two of them, what's her income's like $100 million a year
easily.
or something.
She's the woman of the house.
Yes.
Yeah. She's making the money.
You know who else is cuter than
I don't know if
Bugs
they're
here?
living in sin, though, or not. I don't know if they live together or not.
My guess
I'm
is
sure she was in a separate room when she was here.
Right.
You know who else is cute as a Bugs here is that Sophie who plays with Caitlin. Sophie somebody.
Cunningham.
She looks like a Livvy Dunne type.
Yeah.
Really?
Perky and
yes, Perky.
And she's now the enforcer.
she's the enforcer. She's the thug.
She's the muscle.
If somebody beats up Caitlin, then she goes
she's
and
the
beats
thug.
them up.
Yeah.
So there's this website that I end up getting on MSN or something when I'm going to my Outlook, right?
Okay.
You should see the number of Caitlin's stories that they have on there. More controversy, and it's all made up
Stuff.
shite. And it's unbelievable. It's the only thing one of these sites that only doesn't care about what's actually happening.
No.
They just care what they can get some people to look at. So,
We lost Lee Elia.
yes, we did. Have we played the?
Just a portion in
Did we
GL.
play the edited one?
Oh, I don't know if we can. Yeah, we can. We can't play
I'll tell
the.
you one thing. I hope we get hotter than
No, I
just
can't
to
hear.
stuff it up them 3,000 people that show up every day.
can't hear.
Because if they're the real
'Cause I'm not
Chicago
plugged in. That might
fans,
have something to do with it. That might
Just a
have a
minute.
little
How
bit.
did you
to do-
not hear us?
That might have a little bit to do with it.
He wasn't plugged in.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you not seeing Patrick right now, he
Here.
was doing the show with his
Play it,
headphones on and he wasn't listening to us.
Play it again. Well, I could hear what we were saying. Let me hear it again.
I'll tell you one thing. I hope we get hotter than just to stuff it up them 3,000 people that show up every day. Because if they're the real Chicago fans, they can kiss my. They're really, really behind you around here. The mother don't even work. That's why they're out of the game. They only go out and get a job and find out what it's like to go out there and 85% of the world's working. The other 15 come out here. The playground for the got guys busting their and them people through. And that's the cut? They talk about the great support that the players get around here.
Oh, God.
I haven't seen it this year. The name of the game is hit the ball, catch the ball, and get the job done. Right now, we have more losses than we have wins. All right, they don't show because we're 5-14. And unfortunately, that's the criteria of them dumb 15 mother that come out to day baseball. The other 85% are earning a living. But you're stuck in a stigma of the Dodgers and the Phillies and the Cardinals and all that shit. All these mother editorials about Say and
Bernsey,
the Philly-itis and all
I'm
that
sorry,
shit. It's sickening. It's unbelievable. It really is. It's a disheartening situation we're in right now. 5-14 doesn't negate all that work. Rip me. If you want to rip somebody, rip my but don't rip them guys because they're giving everything they can give. But once we hit that groove, it'll flow. And it will flow. The talent's there.
What's shocking is he was brought back for the next year.
Yes, I wonder if that was before Dave Van Dyke's time or some of those guys.
Which question set him
Back
off?
then, right now, I would pay $1,000 to be in the room. Back then, I would have paid $100 to be in the room to hear.
I'd pay
to hear
$1,000.
that. Now, yeah, no,
I would just want to write it.
Yeah, it was because the Wrigley Field back then.
Yeah.
The clubhouse was in his office was half as big as his room. When he's throwing the tire.
All I could think about, you guys, when I was listening to that is, how would Twins TV or Fox Sports North spin that tirade? Audra holding the mic.
Audra with her mic. Mike.
No, I know how they'd say it. It would be Lee showing fire for the local club.
I'm just reading about him here. He didn't play in the majors very long. He had 96
Oh, did he
games.
have? He did have. Yeah.
You were going to apologize to Bernsey?
No, Bernsey, I love you, but this is better.
tops it.
This is better.
This
is
has to
better.
be one of the all-timers.
Oh, God, I think
if
it-
not
I think
the
it's
all-timer.
number one.
Yeah, it's number one.
No.
This is the one I played for my dad. And he looked at me, he said, Jesus, this is what you do for a living? I said, if we get lucky,
Now, if you're the reporter that elicits that reaction, you get moved up the pedestal, right? Isn't that how that works?
Well, yes. Everybody buys you drinks for a month.
Well, no, but all that was a bunch of guys standing around. They just held out their microphones.
Well, they had a radio guy there.
Yeah,
They always had about 3 radio guys hanging around with their mics. and then the beat guys, one from the Sun. There was probably 4 or 5 beat guys back then because the Arlington paper at least covered home games, and both Chicago papers. Chicago, how many papers were they had in '73? Probably 3. The American.
Well, this was 83.
83.
Well, Sun-Times, the Tribune.
Sometimes the American might have still been going, maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, and I forgot when Johnny mentioned the news story. I forgot how early in the season it was.
Oh, 5
It was
and
in
14.
April.
5 and 14. 5 and 14.
But it will flow.
You know what?
It will flow.
You know what they'd do now? They'd have a Elia bobblehead.
Yeah.
How about somebody make
With him sitting at the manager's desk, just having a
and
time.
maybe he'd go.
You know, in
brilliant,
'83, there still wasn't lights at Wrigley.
No.
That's why he was saying the other 15% come out here during the day. Everybody else is working.
That's right. That's right.
That's a great point. You're right. They were all doing games.
When did they play their first night game?
I think it was 88. And the only reason I remember that is I remember watching that game.
Yeah, and
I'll look it up, though,
and
to be sure.
then they only play like 1 or 2 days a week, I think.
Because weren't the residents mad? Or they didn't want
Oh, yeah, they were very upset. And for a long time, I don't know if they do not yet, they couldn't play Friday nights for some reason.
I was right. It was August 8th of 1998 as the Cubs faced the Philadelphia
What
Phillies.
was the 5 and 14 thing? April 8th.
No. The first night game was August 8th of 1988.
Okay, all right.
I can look up when the Lee Elia meltdown was.
No, that was April.
He never did much with that notoriety, did he? He just...
Now he'd be on ESPN or
Well,
whatever.
he'd have his own show.
Right.
Oh, God.
He spent a couple of years with Seattle.
My favorite, I wonder if the blind guy was there. The guy he'd always had the guy with him that was the blind guy that was chubby blind
Not
guy.
Vogel.
No, not Vogel. They got a lot of radio guys in Chicago who are blind, apparently.
Yeah.
But this guy did sports interviews afterwards, and I told you the story. 77, the Twins are there for a Saturday doubleheader. And they came to town in first place. They got rained out earlier in the year, so they got a doubleheader on July 3rd or 4th. July 3rd, I think. And that's the one where Disco Danny forgot to wear his sunglasses and the ball drops and the Twins lose. And Mock's head is like steam coming off, and it's between games, and the doors open like this to the manager's office. And the blind guy walks in with his companion, the guy who's helping him, and the guy says, there's nobody here to talk to Don or whatever his name was. And he said, I think it was, I don't know what his name was. And he says, and then the blind guy says, well, let's go in and get a couple quotes from Gene. And I stood in front of the door and I said to the guy, no, he doesn't want to go in. I wanted to protect Mock from telling a blind guy to get, I just said...
from going Lee Elia.
Yeah, right. And I thought it looked bad, even though... So I said, no, you do not. I said, this door is only open as a hair for a good reason. He doesn't... I said, I get along with him fine, and I'm not going to go in and get a quote
I wouldn't have gone in.
No, you could see that. Of course, Joe experienced the clothes, the uniform in a pile in the middle of the room when he got out of there early, and the steam would be rising.
Oh, God.
Took losses worse than anybody ever and could bounce back and be optimistic like the next day.
Do you see that today?
No.
I can't think of
even if they're angry, they you don't get in for 10,
does
12.
Rocco ever get steam coming off him?
Oh, there is times, but it happens before he walks down to an interview area after the game, and it's 10 minutes after the game, and he's, once in a while he'll be upset, but not this
You know what
way.
Mock took it very? Seriously.
Yes, right.
He wasn't trying to win tomorrow's game. He was trying to win
Trying
tonight.
to win today.
Yep.
That's why Tommy Johnson, St. Paul, Minnesota, which public high school? Washington, maybe. I think he went to Washington. Was Campbell left. You know, Campbell left as a free agent after 76, after being a reliever who pitched 162 innings as the closer.
Wow.
And he tried to do the same with Tommy, and it was good, but he blew out his arm, and Tommy never got the 4 years required to get a pension.
Oh,
So he was, he basically ended up. He's a preacher who spends half his time in Slovakia or someplace like that, and then he comes home in the summer. I think Tommy, great guy.
Who was the kid that was called Catfish? Or had a fishing nickname? Young pitcher for. You named him.
Jim Hughes. Jim Hughes, and because Catfish was the big thing, in
Right.
Big Pond, and we decided he was a little fish in a little pond, so I started calling him Bluegill.
That's it.
The Bluegill
Jim
Hughes. Bluegill Hughes, and he had the one great year. He won 16 games.
Yeah.
He was the pitcher of the month. In May, was like 6-0 and gave up one run all month. or
Whatever
something.
happened to him?
He ended up working for Rawlings he became a big executive at Rawlings and worked there for 40 years. Great guy.
Yeah.
Terrific guy. But I remember Mock, his great year was 74. When did Mock come? 76. Mock came
76.
Mock came in 76. So 75 was his great year for Frank Hughes. And I remember one day in the middle of May, we're in the clubhouse, and Hughes had pitched poorly. And then I'm walking by to leave, and he said, "Hey, come in here. He said, how did this guy possibly get people out last year?" He says, what's wrong with him? He said, what's he doing this year that he didn't do last year? And I said, well, remember he threw like 80% changeups. And I guess they figured that out. But he was, I said, you're probably going to need a more of an expert than me, but it appears to me the same pitches he hit last year get hit over the fence. So I don't know how that works.
You mentioned sunglasses and forgetting to bring them out. Observing a lot of youth baseball over the weekend.
We have a little of that.
Well, my favorite is the one kid that missed the fly ball. I'm not going to say the team. I don't want to rip a kid, but he didn't see the fly ball into the outfield. Not one of the teams my kids play for, was an opposing team. And he didn't see the fly ball because he lost in the sun with his sunglasses on the top of his head.
Yes. But there you go.
And it almost spiked him right in the face.
You know what? The youth, I went to a 14-year-old game, so it's a little better. It's advanced. But I
Male
also
or
went to
female?
Luke's 14-year-old
Yeah.
boys team. But and then I one of the grandpas in the neighborhood got me to go watch his 9-year-old grandson in Crystal on Tuesday, so that was okay. But they can screw up time, man. They dwaddle around, and then they have to go to the. We had one kid who was 14-year-old baseball, and the kid's got to go to the toilet. You got to, I can see a 9-year-old kid doing that, but we can't be having those delays during running over to.
You know what? Is it still bad? The time between innings.
No, not for tournaments.
No,
that was pathetic for a while.
The 14-year-old wasn't bad, but the 9-year-olds will take 9 minutes.
I can't take it.
Hurry up!
Well, especially
Start playing.
I think though, because most of these games, because it was state tournament weekend, there's a time limit, so there really isn't a lot of dilly-dallying. I didn't notice that.
But
anyway.
when you're warming up, they still get you to let you throw 6 or 7 pitches, which is ridiculous. I told Luke, I said, throw 2 pitches.
And let's go.
I
here.
said, no, just because don't waste your
Don't
bullets.
waste your
arm.
Don't waste your bullets.
Yeah,
Let's
save 'em.
What championship were the boys in?
So
What's the league?
Leland's team was in the 10A championship game yesterday.
Which is what, the Minnesota
10A championship
It's
of what?
It's MBT, and it's Minnesota Baseball something association.
Statewide. They could have played somebody from Reusse.
Oddly enough, we played a team from Faribault yesterday. We also played a team. We lost to Wayzata in the championship game. We played. Who else did we play? We played Apple Valley, Minnetonka.
Well, this sounds like a complete metro situation.
Well, but the other teams were playing. Well, we're basically an outside of the metro team in Jordan. But Will's team played. There were North Dakota teams. This was Gopher State, and there were North Dakota teams in that, like East Grand Forks, Fargo, that kind of stuff. But there's also a Wisconsin team playing in this tournament. So there's teams from all over.
The Luke's 14-year-old East Ridge team plays in another state tournament next 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, Will plays
Nobody
again.
knows what that is.
Will plays again next weekend as well.
We got rival associations,
Yeah.
So. But, Joe, they put the guy at second base when they get to the eighth inning. But also, it took 2.5 hours to play.
Really?
Minnetonka was playing on the field next to us. Those kids were over there. They were over watching, sitting on their haunches for an hour waiting for this other game to happen.
Really?
Yeah.
It was warm yesterday, too. 3 games yesterday. She got a little warm in the afternoon.
I don't care about the heat. I don't like the smoke.
Yeah.
I don't mind the heat.
Can you feel the smoke?
I can convince myself that I do.
I see it. I don't.
Doesn't bother me breathing.
It doesn't bother me.
But I don't like the smell.
Yeah, the smell, and it doesn't look good.
The asma. It triggers the asma, boy.
By the way, should mention, Lee Elia was 87.
Really?
Yeah.
That ain't bad. No. You know, I wonder if at the memorial service
They got to do it.
and he was he's ethnic enough to be like
From Philadelphia.
yeah, and what's Elia? That's probably short Slovakian name or something.
I had his bio
short.
here.
Wonder where mom and dad were from. Good Catholic boy from Chicago. Maybe the priest says it. Now for your entertainment.
The unedited version.
Yes.
Which I have queued up once we're done recording the podcast. He was born in Philly. I'm trying to see his family background here.
87-year-old born in Philly. The odds are he's a Catholic boy.
He was born to Florence was his mother.
Okay.
His father, Connie, was born in Albania.
Father. Yeah, Albania.
And emigrated to the United States in 1920.
Was. Connie was the dad's
Conrad.
name. Conrad, yeah.
He had a sister. His father worked as a supervisor for a food service company for 30 years.
What was the movie where they were singing Albania? What was the movie?
I don't know.
Connie is short for Constantine. Constantine.
Oh, yeah. He's a ferner.
Not much of a managerial career.
What was the great satire about war that we were fighting Albania?
Oh.
Remember that?
I don't.
I think De Niro was in it. What was the hell? It was a great...
I'm thinking Peter Sellers.
I took the DA to that, and I'm laughing hysterically, and she hated it. She had to leave like halfway through.
See, you lost Game of Flaws right there.
She does not like over-the-top satire, you know.
I don't think...
Good.
I don't think women like funny.
They know funny, and that ain't funny.
They don't know it. That's the problem. That's funny, you say, and they go, that's not funny.
You know, speaking of the Game of Flaws, you know what we were supposed to ask him today? If he's got to boil water.
Oh, are you aware of this problem in Golden Valley? You're under a boil advisory.
Really?
Yeah, you're supposed to be.
What do we do?
There's something wrong with the water tower.
Well...
They flipped the wrong switch or something.
Oh, I did not see this.
You got to boil your water for 1 minute.
Yeah, well, I don't drink water, so that's not a problem. I drink water out of a bottle. I have not gone to the fountain.
How could that be?
I have not gone to
You mean the faucet?
I have not gone to the
What do you live in a
faucet.
drugstore?
I have not gone to the faucet and drank a glass of water in 25 years.
How can that be?
Because I either drink it out of a bottle or I don't drink it. I might to take a little a pill.
How about the garden hose? You ever take a swig?
Yeah,
out?
I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll take it out of the garden.
Well, see, we reenacted the scene at your home with Rookie as you because we were worried that maybe
Quick, stop! Boil that water.
maybe the
honey.
pool had some contaminants in it.
Isn't the water a little hot if you boil it first?
Well, you don't drink it.
Then you drink it.
You don't drink it right away.
What if you forget to cool it? Here you go, honey. Have a nice cup of water.
And you can't make ice cubes. You got to boil the water you use to make the ice cubes.
Oh my God, Patrick!
So that'll have to cool off quite a while.
God, yes.
Yeah.
You don't want to drink.
We
that
do make
boiled
ice cubes. So.
Well, you can't make ice cubes unless you boil the water you're making the ice cubes
This
from.
is no BS. Today I took the back road to get here, and I came over on over Franklin up here. I missed the Comedy Drugstore.
Oh,
It was always
yeah.
great. It was
Yeah.
always great. Well, once in a while, if I missed the light and it was going to take 5 minutes, I'd go in and get a Diet Coke and ask the guy how he's doing. But think how much fun the Comedy Drugstore would be with Donald in his second term.
Oh, yeah.
The signs would be just fantastic. It would be unbelievable. I missed the little Comedy Drugstore, damn it. And then we had new owners of the Comedy Drugstore for a while. And
Is it still a drugstore?
it's not anything.
Done.
It's an empty building, I
I'll be
believe.
damned.
Yeah.
I went in and saw the commie a few times.
Oh, God, yeah.
Grumpy old guy.
Yeah, right. Well, he saw a lot of bad things going on in society. So, did you read our letters to the editor today?
I can. I have it right here.
Okay, grab the letters to the editor.
I got it right here.
Okay, now
Just a
about
minute,
the
I
third
got-
or fourth one down, it's signed by a male and a female.
All right.
Not the same last names, but a couple.
Are we going to play satire or not?
No, well, yeah, you could. You could. It's
Signed by two people?
signed by two people. And it's maybe the third or fourth letter. I don't know.
Here it is.
Yep. All right. Read
Want me
it.
to read it?
Yeah.
Monday's unbalanced letter to the editor, our Minneapolis investments losing their balance, cries out for our response. One of our most onerous financial responsibilities and one that remains invisible and I probably should have the mic, huh?
Yeah.
That might help.
One that remains invisible and undiscussed is the public cost of the automobile.
Oh no.
Okay. Sure, auto owners pay sales tax on their vehicles and gasoline and buy tabs, but this only covers about 60% of the cost, which totals about $689,000 in the life of the car. Can you hit we don't know that, please?
We don't know that.
The rest, $275,000, is borne by the taxpayer.
Oh boy.
You need
We don't know that.
a taxpayer, even those who are carless. Okay. If we are to be fans of the automobile, at the very least, let us be fans of usage fees that cover the enormous public responsibility, which is to say, let's increase the auto sales tax, tab fees, and gas tax to cover the $275,000 deficit. Let's also acknowledge this won't speak to other troubles, air pollution, climate disturbance, and I'll tell you why, and microparticles from tires. These people are sick. A change like this would have a steady...
Cause of death, microparticles from tires.
The city built around foot and bike traffic is more attractive and humane. Contrast, for example, the pedestrian delights of Paris. Paris is one of the most polluted pieces of crap I've ever been in.
You can walk. I love Paris, but you walk outside. You
Can't breathe.
Yeah, right.
Pedestrian delights of Paris with the bituminous nightmare of Las Vegas
Did you
or
have-
Boston versus Phoenix or San Francisco versus Dallas.
Say,
San
ma'am,
Francisco's
hey,
great.
Sir and ma'am, did you ever try to get downtown Paris from the airport?
Right.
Because of car traffic.
We have a choice. We have a choice to have Minneapolis lean toward the former. Let's build non-auto infrastructure to have Minneapolis become even more beautiful. Joe Kendrick and Mary Ford, I think deserve each other.
Yes.
God almighty.
I saw that, and you know what I
That's
said to
Minnesota for
myself? The mayor. I hope the mayor saw this. It was fantastic.
I have found.
How about what we spent on the? First of all, whatever the sales tax is on a bike?
Yeah.
How about all these bike lanes we built for you jackasses?
Yeah.
You know, there's one reason we're idling is because you idiots took away a lane of Highway 55.
You so desperately don't want to be a leftist, but you keep trying to hang on, and then you got these two characters that write the letter to the editor. They're on your team.
Well, yeah, but
they're on your team. They play for your club.
I think it's really easy to hate both sides.
Oh, that's absolutely.
That's good. Very easy. It's like a Yankees-Dodgers World Series, right?
I got to tell you,
just hope neither team wins.
With the traffic being so horrifically bad right now because of construction, last week I took a different route here. I came up 35E, and I took Ide Mill to cross over to get to the station. I never realized that that's one lane now going north and westbound on Ide Mill.
Yeah, because they got rid of.
No, you're right. That's recent. Yeah.
And I said to myself, well, this is making it infinitely worse.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we're not governed by people who really give a bleep about you getting anywhere.
That's true.
No.
Yeah.
What did I run into today coming in that's suddenly one lane?
Well, pick one. They're all under construction.
I mean, no, but this is permanent. They just made it into one lane.
Good Lord.
Plymouth.
Yeah.
Plymouth. I come in Plymouth.
The entire practice freeway was shut down Saturday.
You know how many people of this ilk have ridden their bike in the bike lane on Plymouth Avenue?
Zero.
I've seen 2 bikes there in 500 trips.
Pat, look at what a guy did for us. His name is Lem.
Okay.
Is it Lem? Of course it's Lem.
Yeah, that was Lem.
Lem. He is a letterer. And we were at the Cedar Lake Speedway Saturday.
Wow.
Over in New Richmond.
Oh, really? Beautiful.
Anyway, can you draw like that? Can you do that?
No.
Can you imagine the grades this guy got in art class?
Yes. Boy, I was always terrible.
Yeah, you made an ashtray and took it home to your mother. And it convinced her to quit smoking. The thing was so ugly, she didn't want it even in the house, so she had to quit smoking.
Hey, is Cedar Lake still dirt?
Yes.
It's dirt.
Guess how long it's been there? Since 1957.
Wow. Yeah.
And it's still in the middle of nowhere.
They draw like crazy, right?
It's neat, yeah.
Yeah.
Loud. It's fun.
Yeah.
How big are the how many people can we see
How
today?
big is it anyway? I don't know, 1,500 maybe.
Okay, cool.
I'm just guessing. I mean,
Yeah.
but people could probably park and tailgate and stand and sit. And
Well, I was driving on a Saturday a couple of weeks ago going down to Dundas, and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they were lined up for Elko out on the freeway, man.
We ran into a little bit of that. I think that would have been the same day because I was taking the kid home from baseball, and boy, they were lined up all the way down too.
Yeah, there was, I think that was, somebody told me it was when the car's destruction derby or some damn thing.
Demolition
Once
derby?
a year they have demolition
Oh,
derby.
cool. All right.
I could have driven that.
I would kind of like to try that, but would you get concussions?
Oh, you would break you guys
your
would
neck
break
must
your neck.
your neck must take a beating.
You can't. You guys can't. I can't do it at my age. You guys can't do it at yours.
Guess I won't try it.
No.
What else is new, Patty?
You know
How about
what?
Buck? How about the Buck?
The Buck has been, I keep saying this is one of the most fantastic stories in Twins history. That this guy is like one of the 5 or 6 best players in baseball this year after he's 31. He should be waning, but he's got so much pent up energy from all the time he's missed. I've never seen him as a slacker. I think he's just been unlucky as hell. And, the only non-breakage, really, that cost him time was migraines. I've never had them, but they aren't fun from what I understand.
They're not good.
They're not good. So, Yeah, I mean, it's just fantastic. And the other day, when the 5-hit game, I said this, he had a routine grounder to shortstop, a 3-4 hopper, and the shortstop kind of, he didn't fumble it, but his feet, he kind of got his feet a touch mixed up. Maybe an extra eighth of a second, he's safe. You know, to me, of the 5 hits, that was the most amazing.
And the next...
Because his first, to be safe, his first step had to be full speed.
Yes,
That's what's
instantly.
amazing.
But didn't he also in that same, whoever the next batter was, he beat the throw to second base.
Yeah.
Because the ground ball, was, I can't remember if it was from the shortstop or the second base, because I was listening on the radio.
He was safe at second.
He was safe at second.
Yeah, he was safe at second. Then they got the guy out at first. So they also stole a base that the guy might as well have put the ball in his, chest protector or something. He's
that kid can fly.
God, is he running fast?
Pittsburgh's struggling, aren't they?
They are, although all three series on this homestand, the boys had a chance to sweep in the third game and got beat.
Yep.
Having been in the old Yankee Stadium, and having been in Fenway, and having been in Wrigley, there's one park, if I could go back in time and see a game, it would be Forbes Field.
Yeah, I think
Pittsburgh.
so. I think so. Yeah.
It was up there. It was over the city. It was up high.
Yeah, and it was in the neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah, up on the hill. Yeah, the Forbes, they still have a...
Is there a plaque there?
I think they have a hunk of the wall with a plaque where Mazeroski hit the home run in 60. And he driving down the neighborhood, and there, that's where...
Oh, I'd love to have seen a game in Forbes Field.
Do we still have the Lexington Park plaque in the grocery store?
I think it's in a liquor store.
A liquor store.
Big Top Liquor or something.
I don't think Nicollet has anything there waiting to have Nicollet. But I went to CHS Field the other night to watch a guy pitch, and they're not drawing like they did. But that was the afternoon that the Cubs played here. And then they were playing the Iowa Cubs.
Oh, yeah.
There had to be 300-400 Cubs fans from Iowa who did the doubleheader.
Sure.
Yeah, they came up and...
But people in Iowa, despite the presence of the Twins, they still adopt a Chicago team.
I would say in the 60s, when we first came here, we were good. Cubs were okay a few times. But WHO, which was... They're even more dominant than the big neighbor was in this state, did the Twins games for like the first 10, 12, 15 years. And the Twins, the first decade, they were great. They had Killebrew and Oliva, blah, blah, blah. And they were the dominant team in Iowa then. But now, I think with modern communications, there's no state more divided than there. Kansas City, you got the Kansas City, the Cardinals, the Cubs, the White Sox nobody cares about, but and the Twins. So they've got a lot of. I think there was 6. When you ordered the broadcast package, right, the telecast package, MLB.com. You didn't get your local teams. You only got the national teams. They had 6 teams. They didn't show them in Iowa when they were trying to sell this package. The Cubs, the White Sox, Royals, Cardinals, Twins, Brewers, too. Well, hey, give me the package, but I'm in a state that doesn't have a team, but anyone I might be interested in, you're not going to let me see. But, hey, I can't wait to buy that package. So, anyway.
You look up, I want to be fact-based.
Yes.
Reeves.
Yes, sir. I'm listening.
Look up Lee Elia. Did he, in fact, manage the Cubs in 84?
Okay.
Because I said they brought him back. Well, he had his tirade in 83. Yeah. But I'm reading here he landed his first managerial job in 1982 with the Cubs.
Okay.
At age 44.
I'm looking at his baseball reference page, Joe, and he was the manager of the Cubs in 82 and 83, and that's it. And
then, they didn't bring him back after
and
the
then he managed the
What
Phillies in 87 and 88.
What could have inspired them to fire him?
Yeah. He did not come back in 80.
He went to ownership and said, why?
Why am I here?
Or why would you possibly fire me?
In fact, it looks like he didn't.
I wonder if they ever had him come back and throw out the first ball.
No, you know
or
what they
something.
told him? Lee, you're a manager meant for night games.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Let me see if he finished the season. I'm looking at the record. That doesn't look like one. No, he didn't even make it through that season.
In 83?
What was
He
the
only
record?
they fired him with 123 games or at
That's
102.
after the College of Coaches, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, was that in the
College of
60s?
Coaches was Wrigley in the 60s
Yeah.
and into the 70s. Do you ever hear, do you know what this
No.
was? Phil Wrigley was a deep thinker, you know. He decided that the Cubs were always terrible. And he decided that they shouldn't have one manager. So he had a college of coaches and they were going to rotate. So some guy'd manage him for 6 weeks. And then
I think it was in 1969.
Yeah, and I think they did it. No, 69 was the year.
What was
they
it called?
blew
You said
69 was the year.
College
they
of
blew it.
what was it called?
College of
College
Coaches.
of Coaches. I think it was earlier in the 60s. Because 69, wasn't that DeRocher? Wasn't that DeRocher? I think when they blew it in 69.
It was the National League's College of Coaches was an unorthodox baseball organizational practice employed by the National League's Chicago Cubs in 61 and 62.
Just 2 years.
That early?
Yeah.
Oh.
69's where they blow it, right? I think.
Instead of a single manager, the team's 8 coaches rotated through the role of leading the team.
Yeah, but sometimes they were down in the minors. Sometimes they were down in the minors, and then they'd come back up and they'd be the coach.
I got to
for a
finish
month.
this sentence, though. You guys are going to love this. This is the AI overview of it. Instead of a single manager, the team's 8 coaches rotated through the role of leading the team with the intention of pooling their collective wisdom.
Oh, yeah. Didn't work out.
The experiment was abandoned after 2 seasons due to poor performance and a general lack of success.
And a lot of ridicule, I might add.
I had never heard that before.
I got to think, was Royko writing columns by then?
Oh, yeah.
61, 62?
I think so.
I got to think he had a little fun with the college
yeah.
coaches. Yeah. All right.
Can you sell us a car quick before we go?
Oh, I'd love to. I got news for you. Yesterday, when I went out to Apple Valley, before I went to the kids' game, I drove through the Valley Auto lot to see what we had in there. Lots of Buick SUVs ready to move. But over at the used car lot, I saw some of these fine vehicles that have been traded in for the Buick SUVs. There was a Land Rover there that looked pretty choice.
Oh, boy.
Quite a few others. So not only can you go out to Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley Group of GM dealers and get the new Buicks, the SUVs, and the big old trucks and everything, you can also find some great used cars. But if you're looking for the SUV, the new SUV, the Envista, and the others, low interest rates, high factory rebates, and plenty of stock. I'm an eyewitness to that from Sunday. Of course, that's the day off, but that is the day that you peruse the inventory, and the inventory was pretty impressive. Jim Paul and Brett Paul, Valley Group of GM dealers in Apple Valley. Head on out there and get yourself a car. The school year is approaching.